It is December 25th. You are sitting in your living room. The tree is lit. The floor is covered in wrapping paper. There is a mountain of food in the kitchen. Traditional music is playing softly in the background. Everything looks perfect. Everything looks exactly like the movies told you it should look. But you feel something strange. You feel a quiet, nagging sense of disappointment. You find yourself thinking, is this it? You remember Christmas used to feel different. You remember a specific texture to the air, a kind of electricity, a literal magic that made your stomach flutter weeks in advance. But now, as an adult, even though you bought the gifts, decorated the house, and did everything right, that electric feeling is gone. It feels flat. It feels like just another Tuesday, but with more expensive lighting. We tend to blame ourselves for this. We think we have become cynical. We think we have lost our spirit. But the truth is much more complicated. The reason you cannot find the magic of Christmas is that you are chasing a ghost. You are suffering from a very specific psychological condition involving memory, capitalism, and the architecture of the human brain. Welcome to the psychology of Christmas nostalgia. To understand why the holidays feel different now, we first have to understand what nostalgia actually is. The word nostalgia comes from two Greek words, nostos, meaning homecoming, and algos, meaning pain. Literally, it means the pain of wanting to return home. It was originally diagnosed as a medical disease in Swiss soldiers who were fighting far away from their mountains. They were physically sick with longing. In the modern world, we don't view it as a disease, but perhaps we should. Because when it comes to Christmas, our memory is not a documentary. It is a filtered Instagram feed. Psychologists call this rosy retrospection. Your brain is an editor, and it is a very biased one. When you look back at your childhood Christmases, your brain deletes the boring parts. It edits out the 3 hours you spent waiting in line at the mall. It deletes the tantrums, the cold feet, the awkward silence at dinner, and the scratchy wool sweater. It only keeps the highlight reel. The moment you saw the bike under the tree, the smell of the cookies, the warmth of the fire. So, when you compare your actual, real-time adult Christmas, which includes stress, credit card bills, and burnt turkey, against this edited, perfected highlight reel from 1999, the present reality loses every single time. You are comparing a messy reality to a perfect fantasy. But here is where it gets darker. You aren't just chasing your own memories. You are chasing memories that were planted there by corporations. Think about what a traditional Christmas looks like to you. A red suit, a snowy village, a warm hearth, a nuclear family gathering around a table. Much of this imagery wasn't born from ancient folklore. It was born in a boardroom. The modern image of Santa Claus, the jolly, fat man in the bright red suit, was heavily solidified by Coca-Cola marketing campaigns in the 1930s. The concept of a white Christmas is cemented by Hollywood movies, even for people who live in Florida or California and have never seen snow in December. The French philosopher Jean Baudrillard called this a simulacra. It is a copy of a copy of a copy until the original is lost. We have created a hyper-real version of Christmas. We watch movies like Home Alone, Elf, or The Polar Express. These movies portray a heightened reality where emotional conflicts are solved in 90 minutes. The snow always falls at the perfect moment, and the lighting is always cinematic. We consume this media, and our brain subconsciously sets this as the baseline. We expect the Hallmark movie feeling. And when our real life involves political arguments with uncles and a gift that arrives broken from Amazon, we feel like we failed. We feel like we did Christmas wrong. So how do we try to fix it? How do Americans try to bridge the gap between the boring reality and the magical fantasy? We spend money. Christmas becomes the ultimate exercise in retail therapy. We think that the magic is hidden inside the objects. If I just buy the bigger tree, the magic will come back. If I buy the $500 laser lights for the front lawn, I will feel it. If I buy my child the absolute best, most expensive console, I will see that look in their eyes, and I will feel it through them. We use decorations as totems. We are trying to summon a spirit. But this is where the dopamine trap kicks in again. Just like we discussed with general shopping, the thrill of Christmas is almost entirely in the anticipation. This is why the weeks leading up to Christmas often feel better than the day itself. In November and December, your brain is running on high-octane anticipation. The music, the lights, the planning, it all signals that a great reward is coming. Your dopamine is spiking. But on December 26th, The anticipation creates a cliff. The post-Christmas blues. The presents are open. The paper is trash. The tree is dying. And you have to go back to work. The crash is inevitable because the chemical high was based on the future, not the present. But there is one final, crucial reason why Christmas feels different now. And this one is not about marketing. It is about your role in the play. When you were a child, you were the consumer of magic. You went to sleep, and while you slept, miraculous things happened. You woke up, and the world had transformed. Stockings were full. Cookies were eaten. It was effortless. But you didn't realize that the magic wasn't magic. It was labor. It was your parents staying up until 3 a.m. assembling a bicycle. It was your mother stressing over the perfect gravy. It was your father working overtime to pay for the gifts. Now, you are the adult. You are no longer the consumer of magic. You are the producer of magic. You have peeked behind the curtain. You know how the sausage is made because you are the one making it. You cannot feel the awe of the surprise because you bought the surprise. You wrapped the surprise. You hid the surprise. The burden of creating a perfect memory for someone else makes it impossible for you to fully experience the moment yourself. You are the stage manager, running around checking the lights and the sound, too busy to watch the show. This transition, from receiver to giver, is a heavy psychological shift that nobody prepares us for. We grieve the loss of that passive wonder. We miss the time when we could just be, instead of do. So, does this mean Christmas is ruined? Does this mean we should just give up, cancel the holiday, and treat it like a normal day? No, but it means we need to rewrite the script. We need to stop trying to buy back the past. You cannot buy 1995. You cannot buy the feeling of being 7 years old. That person no longer exists, and that world is gone. The people who actually enjoy Christmas as adults are the ones who let go of the hyper-real perfection. They stop trying to recreate a Hallmark movie. They accept the burnt turkey. They laugh at the ugly decorations. They opt out of the financial pressure to buy love. Psychological research shows that experiences bring more long-term happiness than possessions. The magic you are looking for isn't in the box under the tree. It is in the shared struggle of cooking a meal together. It is in the conversation while playing a board game. It is in the chaotic, imperfect, messy connection with other human beings. The magic of childhood was based on ignorance and novelty. The magic of adulthood has to be based on intention and connection. So this year, when you find yourself standing in the middle of a department store, feeling that pressure to buy one more thing to make it perfect, stop. Take a breath. Realize that you are chasing a ghost. Put the wallet away. Go home. Turn on the ugly lights. And just be there. The magic isn't missing. It just changed. And if you stop looking for the past, you might actually enjoy the present.